Hello, welcome back. Why is everybody so silent?
Because recess is over. Yes, sadness.
Yes,
go back
right.
to class.
The topic for today is education, and just now before we went for recess, we were talking about like whether the curriculum is getting too tough for primary school kids, and
yeah. we all agree that it is, right? Right.
Yeah, it's tough.
right. Yes,
Right. Yeah. Don't agree, get out of my class.
That's very stressful.
You're making classrooms very stressful for us.
Okay, later we go and play Go.
Okay,
Okay, anyway. Amanda, you went to speak to some people on the streets, right?
yeah. I went to talk to like parents to find out actually what they feel.
Whether they feel the same way as we do.
Yeah, that's right. Let's take a look. So, are you worried about like your child's education?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's getting tougher and tougher. Yeah, nowadays, and we have to start them young. Yes.
Are you already coaching her?
She's already, yes, ever since 9 months old. We have sent her for classes and all this. Yes.
So now she's actually kindergarten.
In a PG, playgroup. Oh no, now it's just started nursery.
So next time, like if she goes to primary school, secondary school, are you worried about like whether she's able to cope with the syllabus?
Yes, partly, definitely, because what I see is that the load is very heavy nowadays. Yes, correct. So they seldom have enough time for play, and enjoy their childhood nowadays.
What do you think about their school syllabus? Is it getting difficult, or is it still manageable?
Yeah, for me, it's quite difficult than from others' time, because for our time, it's more different for these kids. Because when I look at their syllabus, there's much more to P3 and P4's education. Especially my son is only for just 8 years old, and so I'm just in K2.
So how are they coping with schoolwork so far?
So far, it's okay. For my second son, he actually can cope with my coach itself, because I don't depend on others. Rather me, and at school, I hope just send him tuition if possible.
有一点会担心尤其现在的竞争力这些，所以难免一定会担心的咯。
全部的孩子都有补习吗？
对，没办法，因为真的是很难教啦。对。
You have to check with my wife. Yeah, I'm quite worried lah.
Why are you worried?
Because now the education is tougher. Everybody is worried also lah.
The syllabus is getting tougher and tougher, so a lot of kids are under a lot of stress. Are you worried about that at all?
No, not really. It's all depend on God. That's why I say that's fate. Leave it on God's hand, and then everything will happen. We do help, yes, but we don't really pressure them. We just leave it in God's fate, and then God will handle it. Seriously, miracles happen.
Of course,
Yeah, why are you worried?
Why? Whether they can make it in school or not?
How are they coping with their schoolwork? Like, is it okay? Is it too difficult for them, or are they they manage?
The standard is higher. Sometimes I think I cannot cope with their homework as well, especially science. Yeah, and then their maths problem also, I think, quite difficult.
So do you hire tutors, or you send them for classes?
Yeah, recently, yes. Because I cannot cope, so I think I have to send them. Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you worried?
Because it's tough the syllabus
How are you like preparing him so that he can cope with school?
Send him to tuition.
好像越来越难哦。
那你就是你自己没有办法教他吗
syllabus 真的很不一样的，很难 catch。
那你有没有打算给他们请补习老师还是什么呢？
尽量不要啦。我的思想是尽量不要，给他自由先啦。unless 他真的是不可以 cope 才
到目前为止可以啦。
So far OK 啦。
They don't seem to be able to cope. Actually, we also had a bit of difficulties when we try to do some of these questions. I don't know about you guys. Do you find it difficult sometimes? Do you stumble upon like questions that your kids ask you, and then you're like, wait, mommy go and calculate first.
For myself, not really, because right from the beginning, during the orientation time, the principal or the head of department of math, I cannot remember, he did make this statement. which I take it to heart. He did mention to the parents that it's not wrong to coach your kids, but the method is different now. So the way we used to do simultaneous equation and the way we used to be, let the figure be x.
Yeah.
Let the figure be x minus y. It doesn't work like that anymore. For them, it's model, so they have to draw square for that how many ever squares. I think this is the teach.
Actually, I already had that.
Yeah, teach less learn more. So you visualize, right?
No, you draw these weird boxes lah.
Yeah, boxes, right?
Blocks and all that. Like,
Yeah, so then you can visualize.
Actually, I learn better that way.
Yeah.
Because it was easy for me to understand.
I think most kids learn better
because
than we.
I remember when I was in, I think it was around primary 6. So there was one question which like nobody could do. Then suddenly one girl, I know the answer. Right? So the teacher was like, okay, like do it on the board lah. And then she did let the number of something be x. Then everybody just what? What? Because we only know how to draw the diagram. So I mean. So it's like what you mentioned, if your method is wrong, you don't get the method points as well, right?
Yeah, correct, exactly. So one of my friends...
And it's also easier if you know the method and you explain to your kids, they understand a bit better than X, because X is a bit abstract.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
you're confusing them.
Yeah,
confusing them. One of my friends did exactly what he did. He taught his daughter before exam that let this be X. So the poor kid probably confused and didn't question her father, did regurgitate this thing during exam. She got 1 point for correct answer, minus 1 point for wrong method.
Then 0 Minus
no, it's 2 points. Yeah, it's 2 points. So she
get 1 point
for method. Then the father say why? Then I say it's because you gay can. Because the kid nowadays don't learn like that.
Yeah.
So for me, why I can cope is because I went to digest the maths textbook first. I guess you have to teach at what the teacher is teaching. When the kids go to school, come back home, you can't conflict with the teacher because the kids will be confused.
Yeah.
Then my teacher say like that. Then you say no. I say like that.
But that's worse.
Yeah,
it makes it worse. I need to learn double.
Yeah. Then you go to school, you tell teacher, but mommy say like that. You're confusing the kids. So I guess whatever subject you want to tackle with your kids, go and read up their textbook first. It will give you a big clue where you should head. Than to use your 15 years ago method. Poor kid.
Yeah, that's true. How about you, Evon? You had what? 4 siblings, 4 younger siblings.
Yeah.
So you had to coach them like at various times.
Yeah.
Very hard, is it?
It's well, sometimes like for instance, using that let this be X, whatever, let the number of tofu be X, right? Right.
Yes, tofu is good.
The thing is that I know that it helps me. Then I would try to understand it in my terms, then explain it to them. You know what I mean? So if I'm using like say for example, let this be X, right? I will try to explain to them. See, X is this. I don't just use this or this. I try to incorporate it together. Like this. Like so that whichever method they decide to use, it makes sense both of them. Because actually, it's just 2 different methods of doing the same thing. It should arrive at the same answer.
Yep. Right.
And if the child should properly understand the correct concept, both shouldn't be difficult to understand. Meaning, if I understand the drawing, the visualization method, I shouldn't not understand the other because they're actually the same thing. It's just that some children are better, suited for visualization. Some are better at remembering formulas. Yeah. I just happen to belong to the latter department, to visualization and all that. But like in terms of like maybe English and all that, they do come to me with their comprehension passages, and I'm like, whoa. I'm a lit student, so I'm like, whoa, that's like almost a lit passage,
Right,
it's not easy.
I agree.
A lot of inference. I mean, inference is not easy.
Yeah, inference is JC level, man.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
GP.
Inference.
And you're supposed to understand the underlying moral that the passage is trying to teach.
Yeah.
Okay,
my 7-year-old kid is trying to,
How about you, Jeremiah?
I guess
can
that
teach, you know?
The difficult part was that if you teach one method, okay, just like a school using the modern method right now. Yeah, it's good to standardize and teach the modern method. But is this modern method going to be suitable for all the children? So this is the are we still going back to the question of thinking out of the box to get children to use various methodology that this question can be solved by this method? Can also use another method? Can also use another method. So they can branch and start into more creativity to solve a particular question. But the whole system don't allow.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got to rush to finish their syllabus.
No time to teach you 4 different ways of arriving at the same answer.
When I was, I ever teach in primary school before as a relief, and somehow or other, I found one true fact is that the January and February will be that month where we are so busy with forms. So the form teacher are called form teacher because they are so busy with forms. So after that, when they start to get onto their syllabus, they say, "Oops, I have a lot not completed." So they start to get on, and then here comes the CA. That's the first term, and they say, "Okay, that's all right, not too bad. At least I delay another 2 chapters or 1 chapters to the next
then June
term
holiday
is
have to
still
come
not
back.
too bad." Yeah. Then after that, they push until the point when the school reopen again, they have to deal with some forms again, and then after that, they got to rush their syllabus for the exam that was for in May. Yeah, so in fact,
catch up.
if you look at the whole syllabus, it's not easy to get it through.
I think that's one of the things MOE is trying to change also, and they've been talking about, they've been putting like administrators in school so that teachers don't have to be bogged down with so much paperwork. So they don't be form teachers.
But as part of their KPI,
filling forms.
Yeah. All this additional stuff that you take on. I mean, just slight sidetrack. It's tough for the teachers as well.
Yeah, it is.
Because, methods change. They have to go with the flow of, where things are flowing. And on top of that, they have to be teachers in charge of various CCAs. They do all this paperwork and finish the syllabus on time. Sometimes it's not difficult to imagine why, people need to send their kids to tuition first and then to school, because the teachers sometimes cannot cope with a 40-student class and meet everybody's needs as well.
Yep, that's right.
Yes. It's time for another recess. Well, now this class got 2 recess.
Okay, join us in a bit.